Hello, welcome back on my YouTube channel. I'm back again with another video. So I've been debating whether I should make this video or should I not, and the answer is yes, because why not? So I feel like this season, as well as November season, it's whereby a lot of people wanna get back together. They wanna reconcile, they wanna come back in your life. And I'm like, whoa, is it happening only to me, or maybe other people also experiencing this? So why I don't make a video about reconciling with people? Because eventually a lot of people want to come back in your life, and we're like, are you okay with that? Mm, yes. So I'm just gonna talk about reconciliation, or reconciling with people. So when I'm talking about reconnecting with people again after whatever happened between you guys, so should you reconcile with people from the past? I believe there's a yes or no. So for example, sometimes we actually meet people like for whatever reason, and sometimes the reason end up not making any sense in the future, so you end up disconnecting. So sometimes recently I've been thinking about this other girl that I actually met when I was a university student, and I'm not gonna lie, she was a good person, but I never felt like she's someone that I can keep, and I'm sure she felt the same, because we were good for that time being. We were not good for a long time being, so we were not connected to the point that we can keep each other in one another's life. So yeah, so when I'm talking about reconciling with other people, some people assume that you not forgive them, you not forgive them, you're still angry with them if you choose to stay away from them. They have this assumption that when you are not talking to them anymore, when they are not part of your life, it's because you're angry, which is weird as fuck. Because honestly, when we choose to stay away from people, it's not because we hate them, it's because we love ourselves. We choose to honor our mental health, we choose to honor our emotionally, mentally, spiritually, um whether financially health, because some people actually suck your money out. So we choose to stay away from those people, and we choose to love ourselves while we simultaneously love other people in the distance. And love people in the distance, it's okay, it's a very much a healthy thing, because you get to love yourself the way you want to be loved. You get to be attract people who actually love you for who you are, and you allow people who love you with condition to be a fucking far away from you, and that is okay. So when I say we should you reconcile with people from the past, it just depends on you, on your own principle, on your own values, on your own um as I said, your beliefs, and how your gut feeling is guiding toward them. Because sometimes you're gonna try to reconcile with people. For me, I've there was a time, I'm not a much a person who believe that you should take people back in your life for whatever reason. I always felt like people, when they did what they did to you, it was a blessing. Because honestly, sometimes we have this mentality that the only time spirit, God, divine love us is when we're only experiencing a pleasant a moment. When we're actually experiencing a pleasant moment with people, we don't believe that uh what we call divine spirit is actually in favor of us. We end up having being ungrateful of the fact that sometimes they send us people to hurt us for our own good. Whatever that is happening is for our own good, you know. So even though you are still in that phase where you're not recognizing the fact that these people that you are actually are hating you are doing you a favor, especially if you're a person who reflect, to emotionally take time and reflect on themselves and realize, okay, this person was here in my life for this, or this person was teaching me this, we end up having this thing like, oh, I don't feel loved by my spirit guide, I don't feel loved by my ancestors, I don't feel loved by whoever that you believe in, divine God whatsoever, because we are experiencing unpleasant moment. But all along in our life, we're here to be conscious, we are here to be present. It's not about us, it's not always gonna be a pleasant moment. We're not here to for happiness, but it's okay to want happiness, to do things that are actually align with you. So that's why I'm always consider being conscious. Yes, happiness is part of it, but also the unpleasant experience that we experience from people that we thought have our own back, people that we thought they love us, they wouldn't do that to us. Sometimes we undermine people thinking that they wouldn't do that to us. So now they are coming back in your life, like they are so sorry for doing you so dirty whatsoever, and I'm like, why are you so? Because sometimes they are sorry because you caught them, they are sorry because you're not wanting them anymore, they are sorry because they remember the benefit that they had when they were with you. They are sorry because they don't get the energy that you gave them. Probably you were more like a friend, a mother, a sister. Were you giving them a vibe that they never experienced? Not because they are sorry, because there are people actually sorry because of they realized that they were toxic, they were not treating you right, and then they want to come back. For example, I actually try, because I'm not a reconciling person. When you did me wrong, I accepted that you treated me very wrong, and I forgive you. But obviously I should forgive myself, because most of the things when I forgive myself, it's easy to forgive others. So it's just like, okay, I'm actually letting go, because honestly there was red flags that I ignore and whatsoever that happened that I actually did not consider when I'm actually engaging with this person whatsoever. So I'm like, I'm taking responsibility that, okay, I accepted this, okay, but eventually I don't deserve that. So this friend of mine, I think I've mentioned once, she rejected me because I am actually younger than him. I don't know why she did that, because I think she was 5 years or 6 years older than me. So when she rejected me, I remember when I went to her place, and when I was in her place, I just felt exhausted. Energetically, I felt drained. But because she never said anything bad to me, she was never mean or anything. But I told myself from that day, I'm just gonna limit engaging with, because I felt like she was sucking the energy out of me. Like I was like, she's not a bad person, but energetically I feel drained whenever I'm around her. Because I remember I even said, because at the time I was a university student, and I was like, you know what, I don't think I should come into her place, because energetically I it's not the energy that I wanna be in. Because I felt, I was talking about the exam that we were preparing. We were gonna write exam at 9, so we're around 8, and we're still discussing a little things that we feel like we don't understand. Because sometimes it helps to discuss a little thing with people when we actually not understand, because you're gonna remember them saying exactly what we were like, oh yeah, when we were preparing for exam, it was university exam for the last semester. So I felt so drained. I remember saying, oh no, she's so never been so mean, beside rejecting me, as well as being drained. So I think the reason that I had to stay away from her is because I feel drained when I'm around her. That was the reason that I actually um decided to let her go. But eventually she tried to come back. It was actually a first time in my life I actually cut person off, where the only reason is because I'm energetically drained around her. It was not because she did me wrong, bullied me or anything. She just rejected me because she felt like I'm too young, which is weird, because I don't like to believe people, when you view people according to their age, you're gonna miss out a lot. Being surrounded myself with the young people, I surrounded myself with older people, so I guess it had bias or stereotype that she need to go through and unlearn, because honestly it's unnecessary to assume that people who are actually young are naive, they won't get along with them, because it's just a biasy stereotype that you need to unlearn, you know. So eventually I was like, beside those, I don't feel like I should. Okay, when I reconcile with her, I felt I withdraw a lot of things about myself. I didn't feel authentic around her. I felt like I'm not supposed. I have to show up with a mask. I felt like I need to wear a mask when I was around her. I was like, you know what? I have a reason. I had to look at my values, my principles, my belief, and I was like, you know what? I had a reason why I let her go, and I had to remind myself that sometimes we had to let people go, not because of anything. It's because they are energetically draining. They end up being energy vampires. Secondly, that's just because you love them. If they don't grow together with you, there's nothing you can do about it. So you are prolonging your growth because of that. And when I went to her Facebook account, because we're still friends at the time but we're not engaging as much. So when I went on her Facebook, as I said, we stopped talking to one another, I think for a year. And then lost I changed number, she changed number, and then we happened to really come across together. We happened to meet again, and then we're like, oh, and I was like, you know what, she was never bad or anything. So when I went to her Facebook account, I realized she's still friends with the people that bully me, the friends that and I felt like, what? I'm not a person who recruit other people to I won't recruit other people just because I don't fuck with them anymore. I won't recruit you to say, just because you're friends with this one, but I'm gonna treat you differently. I'm not gonna give you out my all. Instead, I'm just gonna withdraw. I'm just gonna talk less with you. I'm gonna interact with you less, not because of anything. I'm not comfortable with the fact that you had people who were mean to me in your company. Yes, they were not mean to you, or maybe they were, but you decided to forgive them, and that is fine. But I'm not comfortable with the fact that you want me to be open about my shit, about myself, about anything, but at the same time you expect me to trust you or completely. I don't. It just feel off energetically. I feel in my body, in my own energy, feel I felt it felt so weird to be around you. So, and I was like, you know what, I need to let her go. And I did, and it was the best decision I ever made for myself, because I realized there were also other red flags beside the fact that energetically I don't vibe with her. I realized she's still talking, like, as much as she said they don't interact that much with others, those people. But I realized I feel like they sent her they sent her to spy on me, because they knew that she never done me wrong beside energetically drained, feeling like shit when I'm around her, not feeling my authenticity. I felt like she was, because she used to ghost me and come back, ghost me, come back, ghost me, come back. I'm like, I understand that we are healing differently, but I'm just, because I love it, I'm just gonna be patient about it, or whatever phase that she's in. But I was like, I need to stay away from this girl. She's fine as fuck, but no, I need to stay the fuck away from her, because I never understand why she goes and come back, goes, come back, goes, come back. So I was like, you know what, Nana, you need to go. When I decided to cut her off, she created a Instagram account, and she still used her name, because at the time she deactivated her Instagram account back then before she reconciled with me. So I was assumed that she's not on Instagram. So one day, out of the blue, she tested me on my Instagram account, I saw a DM and was like, what the fuck? I just blocked you. I just told you we can't be friends anymore. What the fuck? So I was like, you know what? I blocked that account. And then later on, like months later, she went back again on the link it link. It's a business account that you can use. It's good for when you are searching for a job or whatsoever. Link it. I don't know. So she sent me another message through it. I was like, I don't know how to block people through that account, through that link it, whatever. And I was like, you know what? It's okay. I'm not gonna respond. I'm just gonna let her be. So yeah, I realized she's toxic. It's just that I overview. I underview her behavior because she was never verbally. She was not verbal emotionally, but energetically, she was sucking the energy out of me. But anyway, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of reconciling with people, especially for people from the past, because there was a time where I was like, you know what? Because sometimes you separate with other friends and then you'll be like, oh my god, when you meet them, you wanna just have that concept. Because I remember I met a primary friend. We were both in the same city. We that we not that we're not raised at. So we met and we at another city, and it was like I was so happy to see her because it's been years, and we're like I think it's 5 years or something when the last time I saw her, because the last time I saw her, I think I was in high school, when it was like, oh my god, like I was so happy to see her. But when we had supposed to have a conversation, I was blank. I was like, do you know when you have a lot to say but you don't know what to say? And I was like, oh, this is what they're talking about, where you have friends that you don't have anything to say but you wish them well. And I was like, oh, this is what they like. i was I felt like there's something stuck on my throat. I was like, I didn't feel the need to have her number. I was just like, what? So just like that, was like, okay, fine, let it be. And yeah, and I had a lot of people recently who wanna reconcile, old friends, or and whatsoever. I like to believe when people treat you bad, or sometimes it because we don't have anything that we can share or whatsoever. As I said, primary friends, I don't have anything that I can like, oh my god, I'm like, I just feel numb. Like when I'm around them, I don't feel like communicating with them. I feel like my throat just became blocked. I feel like a robot. I don't feel authentic. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I think it was best to let the primary friends to be primary friends rather than trying to get them back in my life again. Because because the other one, which was also a primary friend, she was telling me about her baby that she gave birth, and she still had my number. And I was like, wow, she still had my number. And when she called, she was expecting me to be so excited and whatsoever. And I was like, guys, I froze, like fucking froze. So like, whoa, what? So I froze. I was like, she got my energy. It was like, I thought we are gonna talk about a lot of things, and I didn't know how to say it. Like, I don't feel connection. I don't feel us uh growing to adulthood, like going on as friends. So she just read it and was like, you know what? I'm glad she can read energies. So we just let it go. And it was the best decision I ever made. So when you're reconciling with people, it's okay to listen to your gut feeling. Don't force yourself to be the old you. Don't force yourself to speak to them the way you used to be like that. I feel like the more we grow up, we're more guided we are. We feel the need to protect ourselves. We feel the need to guide ourselves. We feel the need um to emotionally, mentally, spiritually, sexually, financially stinge with yourself. Energy. Um, you feel the energy to be very much protecting your energy. It's not because you hate them or anything. You just feel the need. You know what? these people are just a superficial people. They don't need to know much about myself. The fact that you want to protect that much of yourself, the energy, where you spend your time, where what you're doing with it, that means those people, they need to end. The friendship need to end. You don't have to force yourself. Like, we used to have a good time. It's okay to have that memories with them, but you don't have to reconcile with people when you feel like a robot, when you feel like you're not being your authentic self. Because recently I also read where a guy, he said it, like in all in his life, he always felt different, but he never thought himself as a gay until he came across some guy who was actually gay and bold, and he was living his best life. He was okay with being gay. He was not in the closet or anything. He finally developed feelings with this guy. When he did, he confessed anonymously to another group that I actually subscribe into. So when he confessed, he said he don't want to tell his friend that he's actually gay or anything whatsoever. And I was like, you know, he does not feel authentic with these people. And these people, he mentioned that they're actually bullies. They hate gay people. They're homophobic, but he still consider them as friend. I was like, oh shit, you know. So things like that does happen. So I was like, it makes sense. Whenever you don't feel authentic, when you feel like you're not prosper, you are not feeling abundant, you're not feeling uplifted, feeling energized with the people that you surround yourself with, I think it's time to let them go. You don't need to stay because they never hate you in a bad way or whatever. Just leave. Energetically, you just have to. I'm very huge in following your gut feeling. When you feel intuitively that this person is fine, but I don't think I feel my best, I feel comfortable with them, being around them, just let them go. So I'm talking about all of those. Reconciling with people, people assume, okay, as I think I mentioned that the people assume that when you decide to let them go, when you decide to forgive them and choose to them away, because I still feel like a lot of people, especially family, blood family and cousin, they still believe that I'm just gonna come back around. I'm gonna come back and apologize for for letting them go. And I'm like, what? They still have that faith that I'm gonna come back to them, which is weird as fuck. But again, what can I say? It's what they believe in, and I'm not gonna do anything about it. It's what they want to do, want to experience. But for me, when I'm done, I'm done. I don't be, I don't bish around. I don't give you word energy. I don't do wishy-washy energy. I'm in or out. I'm not in between. I don't do in between character. It's just not in me. When I'm in, I'm in. When I'm out, I'm out. You know that this girl's in, this girl's out. So I don't push around. So yeah, so thank you guys for liking, for subscribing on my YouTube channel. Thank you guys. I'm grateful for the love, for the support you're actually giving me. I'm feeling weird lately for doing videos, but anyway, who cares? So I'm just sharing a lot. So as I said, thank you for liking, for subscribing, for viewing my content. Thank you.